Welcome back to another episode of You Gonna Learn Something Today. Today what we're going through is delay and reverb. And I think this is kind of the last like essential to mixing, to getting a really nice and clean and deep sounding mix. The rest is kind of, flavor. EQ, compression, delay and or reverb is all you need. That doesn't mean the series is going to be over. We're going to go into those little bits of flavor. What we're going to cover today on You Gonna Learn Something Today. So we're going to go through kind of the different types of reverbs, what you would use them for. Go through, the anatomy, the what all the different knobs and switches mean on delays and reverbs. Insert versus end reverb and why you would do either. And then I think this will work best with just kind of a bunch of tips and tricks. The most important way I like to think about reverb and delay is kind of like it's adding that 3D element. It's pushing things further away. That sounds like all I got to talk about. So let's jump into it. And we'll just quickly go through the types. First one is a room. That's usually our shortest, and it's exactly what it sounds like. It's simulating things like an amp room, a studio room. Then we got our chamber, just slightly bigger, and I find usually a little bit darker. We got a hall, which is when it starts getting a bit longer. This is kind of more of our noticeable effect type of reverb. Whereas our ambience, our room or our chamber is usually more of a vibe or a feel. A couple of other types might also be a plate or a spring. Those aren't essential to know. So this is just the standard thing. This is just the stock standard Logic reverb. This one's kind of nice because it's got a EQ on it as well. But let's go through all this. So our pre-delay is exactly what it sounds like. It's gonna delay it, bring it down, reverb's hit straight away. Right. You hear that return is the ramp up, how long it takes to go into effect. A bit smoother than the pre-delay. Our size is exactly what you think. It changes the algorithm to quality to make it seem bigger or smaller. So let's listen to this. To me, that sounds like it adds mid-range, and it expands it out a little bit more. Okay, so our next one, Decay, is the tail, how long it takes for our reverb to fade into nothing. So here we got 0.25. If we bring it up, it's just a wash. It's a wash because all of the reverb tails are just colliding with each other. Maybe something that you want. Our anatomy of our delays here is the first one is our note. So that's how fast each delay is. So you see. Boom, boom, boom. Next is our feedback. So that's basically how many repeats. How many times does our signal repeat itself? How many times does it echo? So this is echoing a lot. It's again our dry wet. Dry is just no delay. Wet is only delay. Insert versus send, delay and reverb, and when you would use either one. So we'll start with insert because it's the less common one. I would use it when it's more in a sound design type of context, because and also if you're gonna do EQ after on that channel, because you'll bring up a lot of stuff, but maybe that's something that you want. You want a bit more character. You want a bit more chaos. But usually you'll have to clean it up again after anyway. And it's too heavy on that frequency. But what you see, I guess you can see the problem here is why you can't use this for everything. You may not want to have to be so dramatic with the EQ after for your main. Like say if this was drums, we wouldn't want to cut all of that off the bottom, but it would still be adding all of this boxiness and gunk that we'd have to get rid of. But for something like this, where it's more of a sound design element, perfect to use a insert straight onto the channel. Send, delay, and reverb when to use it. Here, basically, if you can think about it, our sound coming through from the top, and then getting run through all our stuff here, and then right here at the bus one before it goes out, it's taking a little split. And we can choose how much of that split we want to be in it. As you can see, there's bus one. So if we look here at bus one going out, now you can see this. We got stuff sending through to bus one. Split. So we would do that, and then now chuck our reverb on there. 100% wet, and we want to make sure it's 100% wet. Find some settings that we like. I want it to add energy, so you can hear. We turn that send off. Ooh, so much energy. Woo, woo. Hell yes. Okay, but it's getting in the way a little bit of our kick. It's adding a little bit of mud. So, and this is the main feature, the golden reason to do send reverbs, dual reverb send, is you can EQ it, so you're just EQing the reverb. We want those drums, we like the bass on the drums, but we want to just clear the muddiness that's been added by that reverb. So we just take it out of the reverb. You can hear all that. That's all we need to do is take that bottom out. You can hear. All the same energy, just missing, just without all the muck too. So we'll rename it the room, and it's a nice kind of vibe thing just to add a tiny little bit of everything. Okay, we'll do a delay now on this. How I like to think about it is also how close do you want it. So something super fast. If you listen in, it's gonna make it sound really close to you. Whereas we go. Something like this. It's pushing it further back. what I like to do with the delay as well is take a little bit off the top. So it's not getting in the way of anything. You can be quite aggressive with these delays as well. So listening to that synth and how it's kind of getting in the way of the snare. Whoa, hear that? Our mix just went 3D. So here you can EQ it, but you can also mess around with compressing. For example, if you got a vocal and you want to keep all the clarity on your vocal or anything else for that matter, but you want the space and you want the kind of drama of a reverb or a delay, you can chuck a sidechain compressor on your reverb send. Set the sidechain to your vocal track, and it will reduce the delay based on that vocal, so it'll really stay out of the way. You know, that's a really common trick. And if you don't know what I'm talking about with the side chaining and all that, check out the last episode. Are you gonna learn something today? With where we cover compression. So last kind of tip that I'll give you is on our master bus, it will sound really good and give us lots of glue if we bring in a reverb, but just literally have it at like a couple of percent, like 1 to like 5% max. Bit of vibe, and a little bit of cohesion to everything. Thank you very much for checking out another episode of You Gonna Learn Some Today. Yeah, thank you for the love on this series. I'm gonna be releasing new music soon, so get ready for that. Keep your eyes peeled. Thank you very much. Peace.